Hey guys, what's up? It's Morgan with My Spiritual Life, and today I wanted to talk about feeling unworthy. When you grow up in a high demand religion, that religion sets a lot of precedents for how you view the world. But even more troubling, perhaps, in many religions, than the view that it gives you of the world is the view that it gives you of yourself. I think one of the most damaging things that I learned from Mormonism, and not that everything was damaging, but one of the damaging things I did learn was that I wasn't worthy. And that my worthiness was conditional on certain behaviors, on certain desires, on certain feelings and thoughts and actions. And that made a mess of things. Mormonism is a little bit unique as far as Christianity churches go. And I know some people will say, well, Mormon isn't even Christian, but let's not even argue about that. Here we go. That's not really the point of the topic. The point here is that the theology is a little bit different because you have this whole idea of the temple and you have to be worthy to go there. But it's a little bit different than Christianity because a lot of Christians will say that even having the temple is just kind of a mockery of Jesus' atonement because then you're saying Jesus didn't do enough and Jesus already did enough, and so you don't have to do anything to be saved. You're just saved. And then you have the Mormon theology, which is no, your works matter. Your works, meaning your actions matter, and they are important for you to be able to be worthy of heaven and exaltation and, living with God forever. Now, in explaining these theologies, I'm not trying to say that I believe in one or the other, anything like that, but I'm trying to explain for people who aren't Mormon where I'm coming from. And the struggle that this sets up for people is that you learn that your worthiness is contingent upon so many aspects of your life, and there are areas that you can fail in over and over again, and it starts to make you feel like you shouldn't really be one of God's chosen people or be accepted by those around you because you're not keeping the standards that you feel like are foundational for your acceptance. And then you add on top of that everyone in your community and everyone in your family is part of this organization, and that they will look down on you if you don't uphold the standards that you're supposed to. So not only do you have your religious foundation is telling you have to behave a certain way, but then you have the social aspect of I might be rejected by my friends and family if I don't behave this certain way. And it's just, there's a lot of pressure all of a sudden to be this certain way, and it's really exhausting. And you constantly feel like you're falling short. I just remember really feeling like not enough, no matter what I did. And I also remember feeling if I go to the temple, I'm a good person. But then, if there's a week I couldn't go to the temple, I didn't feel like a good person because I was securing my worthiness onto these, outward actions that I could do. But if I couldn't do those outward actions, I didn't feel worthy of love and acceptance. And the interesting thing about this is that if we don't feel worthy of love and acceptance, if we feel like it's all conditional and we're not measuring up, then we will actually withhold ourselves from those things because we don't feel like we deserve them. So you have this foundation of you have to be worthy in order to be accepted by God and by your family and community and stuff. And then you pile on top of that, the low self-worth that you have because you feel like you constantly keep falling short. And this creates a cycle of you trying to please people around you, trying to get people to see you a certain way, trying to do those actions that make you feel good about yourself, but they don't really stick. So you have to keep doing those things that maybe you don't really care to do, like go to the temple or read your scriptures or whatever. And maybe you like doing those things, and that's fine. But maybe you're doing them out of obligation, or volunteering for church callings. Maybe you're doing them out of obligation, or even to a point that's detrimental to your mental health. Like if you're doing too much service when really you need time to yourself, and you're doing that because you're addicted to feeling like you're getting your worthiness checked off, right? Like you become sucked into like, I need another thing that's going to show everyone or prove to myself that I deserve to take up space, that I deserve to be here, that I deserve to have love in my life or fun or whatever it might be. And that's just not healthy, because it's almost like you're setting this perfectionist standard that's just not possible. Like, once I'm perfect, everyone will love me, or no one will leave me, or whatever. But like, we can never meet those standards that are in our head. And so then we hold ourselves back from a lot of happiness, because we just feel like we have to be miserable because we're not good enough. And it sucks. It's this like black void inside of me that's like, no matter what you do, you're never going to be good enough. And it's that needing to prove my worthiness. That's where that comes from. And it's not something that can be met by other people or by outside actions. It's something you have to start to shift within and say, you know what? This doesn't make sense. And that attitude is what just keeps us really stuck in caring what other people think about us, because we need that. We need something to tell us that we're good enough, even because we're like a black hole of feeling not good enough inside. So I think the gift that we can give ourselves as we're struggling with this, the gift that maybe comes with a faith crisis, is that we have the opportunity to really evaluate how we see ourselves and how that's impacting what we're doing every day. Because if we're seeing ourselves as unworthy and not enough and all this circle of nonsense I'm talking about, then it's going to impact what we do, what we allow ourselves to do, and how honest we are with people around us. I think that I have grown so much in the last couple of years, and I think so much of that has just been me going inward and trying to like hug myself and be like, you know what? This is stupid. Like this self-criticism and self-punishment and self-hating, trying to like, I don't know, make myself a better person. It doesn't work. And not only does it not work, but it actually is just holding me back. I think there's a lot of good things that I learned from Mormonism. And I think that picking up on this idea that my worthiness as a person is conditional upon certain things was not a helpful thing to learn. And I think it's a very difficult thing to unlearn. But I think what I'm trying to replace that with is like, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best with what I have. I'm doing my best with what I know. And I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to do good by those around me. I'm trying to do good in my own eyes. And that should be worth something. That should be something that makes me feel good about myself. And in the past, it hasn't made me feel good about myself. But I think I've come to a point where I'm starting to see this transition of like, when I mess things up, I'm trying to give myself the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey, you know what? Yeah, you burned the chicken, but that's because you were chasing your 2-year-old around while your 2-month-old was crying. So you know what? That's okay. You're not the worst mom ever for burning dinner. So it's like just trying to give yourself the benefit of the doubt can really change what you're able to do. Okay, so my prompt for you guys today that you can go answer by clicking on the link to my Facebook group below, or you can answer in the comments, is what triggers you to feel unworthy? And how would you like to feel instead? Thank you guys for watching this video. I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe and like this video. It would really help me out, especially because I'm very sleep deprived and still trying to make this video anyway. This community means a lot to me. This channel means a lot to me. And I really love getting to put content out there for you guys. So I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Peace.